Guys, the markets, they're bouncing back. The S&P is currently up 1.5%. We have the Russell up 0.9%. Same with the Dow, and the Nasdaq 100's up 2.3%, and it's currently 1 p.m. on the East Coast, so we have to break it down, go over some stocks, 3 in particular, and a bonus one at the end. We're going to break down the markets, whether or not I think it's a bull trap. Do I think this rally is legitimate? We're going to talk about all of it. So sit back, relax, hit the like button, subscribe, drop a comment, check out my Patreon, and make sure to get your 50 free bucks from M1 Finance. All of that's linked down below. And now let's get into it. So we're seeing a heck of a rally today. If you guys remember on Friday, the VIX was up 55%, right? Which is crazy. I mean, we talked about that. I haven't seen that in a long time. And we obviously had a super red day on Friday, right? Well, now we're bouncing back, and the VIX is actually down 23%. It's not down 55%, so we haven't pretty much given back that entire gain the VIX saw, but volatility is dying down in a major way today. Again, VIX being down about 23% at the time that I'm filming this video. So let's talk about what I'm seeing here on SPY when it comes down to the S&P 500 ETF that we talk about here on the channel, right? This one's been rallying pretty much since the beginning of the day. We kind of saw that initial pop in the pre-market, and by beginning of the day, I mean when the market opened, right? We saw the initial pop in the pre-market, and then we saw the consolidation phase and a little bit of choppiness in the pre-market. And then once the market opened, we pulled back a bit, and then we saw this massive takeoff, right? And that actually got us above one of the main moving averages on the 20-day chart, the 50 SMA, and we actually covered that on Patreon this morning. We were looking at that level, and now we're actually filling the entire gap, rallying to the next moving average, which is the 180 SMA. And the truth is, guys, we're not out of the woods yet. The rally, it's looking pretty good, but it's not a complete breakout. In fact, if we fail at about 467 right by this 180 SMA, this could indeed be a bull trap. So I'd be careful. I'd put my alerts at 468. I'd watch and see if SPY gets out of there to really ensure this is not a bull trap, because the last thing we want to do is buy into today's pump and then all of a sudden we get a lot of volatility tomorrow, later this week, and then it ends up dumping on us, right? So be careful. Watch out for that on SPY, and it's pretty much the same thing on Triple Q. It's a little bit different, but Triple Q, we saw a huge red day Friday, obviously. We saw that, right? And the small caps got crushed even more, which is not in Triple Q, but the Russell has a lot of small caps. It is the small cap index that got crushed. And you guys can see Triple Q rallied. This morning we saw the gap up, consolidation, right? And then once the market opened, it took off. And it also, like SPY, broke above the 50 SMA. Now we're actually taking out the 180 SMA. So this one's looking more of a reversal. It's looking like more of a reversal compared to SPY. But both of these rallies could really be bull traps. So we have to be careful. And as always, I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button if you are finding value in this video. And in terms of what I've been doing, guys, I haven't made any crazy moves today. I've closed some covered call positions. You guys in my Patreon know that. I'm looking at a couple of stocks, but other than that, I'm holding some cash. I'm obviously invested in the markets, and I'm just watching what happens pretty much over these next couple of hours. Today in general, I kind of came into the day knowing I was just going to be watching the markets and not doing much crazy activity. And with that being said, let's talk about some stocks. Twitter. We got to talk about Twitter. Today, CEO Jack Dorsey stepped down as the social media CEO, social media company CEO, and I believe he's been at the top of the top of the rankings there at Twitter for about a decade, probably even more than a decade. I think it's definitely more than a decade. And Parag Agrawal, I hope I'm not butchering that. I probably am. He is the company's CTO, Chief Technology Officer, and he will be taking over immediately. This is effective immediately, so he, I guess, is the new CEO now as of Monday when I'm filming this video. And Jack Dorsey said, quote, "I've decided to leave Twitter because I believe the company is ready to move on its own from its founders." And that makes sense. You know, there has to be a time where it's you kind of you have to cut the umbilical cord, if that's even a good analogy. And you know, the founders step away, they go work on other projects. You know, he's also the CEO of Square, so that makes sense. You know, the company's been around for a while, and it's kind of like, okay, you have to realize the stage of the business. And in this case, it makes sense for him to step away. But if let's say Elon Musk were to step away from Tesla, that would be different. You know, I'd be like, whoa, maybe that's a bit too soon. But the fact that Dorsey stepping away, that makes sense. It makes sense to me. And overall, the stock went up on this news. Now it's actually down. Holy crap. This was a pretty volatile piece of news here that came out. It pushed the stock all the way to 53 from 46, and now we lost that entire move. We're right back to 46, and I'm personally seeing a bullish divergence on the 4-hour chart. We're towards the bottom of the downwards channel on the 3-year chart. You guys can see that if I zoom in, and we're already seeing buyers step in around 42, 43, right by the 180 SMA on this 3-year chart. So I think overall this could be a decent dip to consider on Twitter. The risk reward is there in my opinion, but as always, guys, do your own research. Don't buy based on my videos. And look, I mean, the stock's down from $80 to 46, so it is down 40%. It's well into a bear market, so this is interesting. I mean, the charts look decent, pretty oversold. We're bound for a reversal, in my opinion, so keep your eyes on Twitter. eBay is another one that I'm looking at, ticker symbol EBAY. Let's pop it up. This one's down 2% today, and like Twitter, this one's also trading towards the bottom of the channel here on the 4-hour chart. You guys can see that, and we're now in the low 70s. We just were at 81, so the stock's down 15% over the past couple of weeks alone, putting it into correction territory. So I just want to see, plain and simple, if buyers step in towards the bottom of the channel, right? That's simple. You know, it's pretty oversold. This is typically where buyers have stepped in the past couple of months since March, April, May. So let's see if history repeats itself. It doesn't always do that. It's not mandatory for history to repeat itself, but the chart looks pretty promising, so watch out for it. Adobe's also looking good. Let's pop it up. Ticker symbol ADB. This one's already breaking out. It's up 4%, up $30 per share today. We're actually only $12 away from all-time highs, and I think this one still has some room to go. We see a clear-cut ascending triangle on Adobe. The stock's been making higher lows. It's been uptrending, in other words, since the beginning of October. We see clear resistance at about 680 since the end of August. And look, ascending triangles. You guys know how those play out, right? If we break the resistance, which in this case we did today, we broke 680, 675. Now we're trading close to 700. When you break the resistance on an ascending triangle, it goes ballistic. You know, it sees the next leg up. We see a lot of volume, which in this case, volume's kicking up. It has been for the past couple of days, right? And it seems like it wants to fill the gap all the way to 700. And I think if 700 breaks, that is where this thing could go ballistic. Whether it goes 725, 750, I don't know. But with earnings coming up in a couple of weeks from now, about 2.5 weeks on the 16th of December, Adobe is no doubt in my mind one worth watching. So keep an eye on it, ADBE. And if you guys stuck till the end, let me know in the comments. And now we can go over a bonus one, which is Etsy. Ticker symbol ETSY. And this one, you guys know how I said the risk reward on Twitter looks solid. You know, eBay is pretty solid as well. Adobe's more of a breakout play, a momentum play. Etsy, it's the risk reward is, I wouldn't say fantastic considering we're by the all-time highs, but if this bounces off the 50 moving average here, which it's holding right now on this 4-hour chart, we might see a short-term move there, maybe from 285 back to 300, maybe back up to 307, the all-time high. That's definitely in the cards, but the second we break, let's say 280, and I'm going to put my alert right at 280, mark is at or below $280. If we break under there, this might fill the gap down to 245, 250, right by the 180 SMA here, which honestly, that's been support recently the past couple of months. That could also be a good entry point. So one of two things will happen. We bounce at 280, hit 305 again, or we collapse at 280, go to 250. We get that dip, and that would be a better risk reward. Let's put it that way. So that's it. I'll wrap it up here. If you guys found value, hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts, and check out my Patreon. If you guys want to sign up, the best time to do it, honestly, is you can do it now, and I'll refund you your payment for November because you're going to pay for November and on December 1st. So if you want to sign up now, go ahead. I'll refund you, or you could just wait till December 1st and sign up there on the fresh month. And you get all my moves, buys, sells, call outs, morning videos, more access to me, a bunch of work is being put into the Patreon. So check it out down below. And you guys could also get $50 from M1 Finance, 2 stocks from Webull, all that good stuff linked down below as well. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Have a great day. Stay safe out there. And I just realized I said peace out first. I'll say it again. Peace out, guys. See you later.